All right. Let's get into this business. I'm going to put on my note paper here a routing table. So the router that we just looked at, I'm actually just going to write the whole routing table down because I want you to write it down too, so you have your own lovely copy. So a routing table, let's just note here, has several columns. So again, this is the one for the internal router. Okay. First, I'm just going to have a column for row. This is a row number, and it doesn't really matter. Just that we start at the top and we go down. There's going to be a destination. So this is where is the packet going. Then we're going to have a mask. And I'll show you two different ways here. Put here prefix. Then we're going to have a metric. This is a very small column. We have interface, and I've run out of space. I'm just going to put NHR here. That stands for Next Hop Router. Okay? I should have made the row smaller, I'm sorry. So row 1, the destination address here, my goodness, my eyes, I'm old. 172.30.21, and usually inside the router it'll just show a .0, and that's because it's applied the mask to whatever you typed in. I will note over here, where's 21? 21 is this subnet here, 172.30.121. Okay. The mask was 255.255.255.0. Okay, there it is. Right? The metric here is in hops. So it tells me how far away is that subnet from this router. And in that case, it's 1 hop away. So this frame came in, remember my server here? This frame came in and it was going to this one, so there was only 1 hop. It hopped from here to here. So this subnet .21 is 1 hop away. It's plugged into interface 3. So that's the actual place where the plug is plugged into. This column is going to be blank, and I'll tell you why later. Well, it's why because we're on the same subnet, but that becomes important in a little bit. All right, so row 2 here is the 19 subnet, 172.30.19.0. That's this subnet here. It has the same mask, and I'm going to write it in prefix notation. If I put a /24, that says how many bits are in the mask. You all see that? So this means there's 24 ones, 8, 8, and 8. You guys see there's 24? So this has 24 ones, and the cool kids write /24 for their mask. And it's actually while you're typing in the IP address. So when I was configuring this router, I would have just typed in 172.30.19.1 and then put a /24. And it would also know, because I was configuring that interface, it would know that that was interface 1. And the metric here is also 1, because it's connected to that router. Okay. Row 3, this one goes to .20, 172.30.20.0. It's also a /24. The metric again is 1, and 20 is right here in port number 2. Row 4 is 222. It's also a /24. Metric again is 1, and 22 is right here connected on port 4. Right? Now all of these will be in the router. It has these interfaces in there, and as I go in to configure the router, and you'll see this in your home router if you ever do it, you'll have a WAN port, and once you set up what is the IP address of that WAN port, the router would automatically add these values in to its table. Once you set the IP address of each interface, now the router knows the subnets it's connected to. Are we good here? So I have entered these in myself, but the router has populated them into its table. These other entries as we go through are going to be, for example, where this router is connected to, where this router is connected to. So it will look more like my old diagrams here. It's going to take us out to these other subnets. So this subnet, this subnet, this subnet. Okay. So let me go through those. Maybe I'll keep bringing that one in too. So row 5 is now, where are we at? 23, 172.30.23.0. This is also a /24. This metric is now 2, and it's connected out interface 4. So if we look here, now I'm to the bigger diagram, right? So there's 23. That is this subnet here. My internal router is here, and it takes it, there's one hop for this router, one hop for this router, gets me to 23. So that's why the metric here is 2. You good here? It's still at port 4. Oops, port 4 is right here. If I want to get there, I go this direction, basically. But it's going to take me 2 hops to get to that subnet. Number 6 is 128.171.17.0. This one is a /24. The metric here is also 2, but this is out interface 3. Okay? So again, back to my bigger diagram. Here's 128.171.17. You all see that? It's out this port 3, so I get there through here, and I go 1, 2. Oops, and I forgot to put in my next hop router. Sorry, I needed to put that here. To get to that subnet, I have to go to another router, 172.30.22.2. To get to there, I have to go to 172.30.21.1. Okay? So 22.2 is this router, and on our other diagram, it's right here, 22.2. So if I want to get to 23, I have to go through this router. And to get to 128.171.17, I have to go through this router, the 21.1. You guys see that? Maybe? Hopefully? It's right there. So the last line to get to it's on this big diagram. To get to 128.171.17, my internal router has to go out port 3. It has to connect to this router, which is .21.1, and then it can get to there, and that's where the .21.1 comes from. Okay, this is my .22.2. Sorry I didn't draw that very well. If I want to get to there, I go out port 4, 22.2, and that will take me to 172.30.23.
What does NHR stand for?
Oh, NHR is Next Hop Router. I just didn't have room, sorry. I have to fill up this baby. All right, you guys need to holler if I need to put the diagram back up so you know where I'm coming from, but I'm just going to go the rest of the way through here. Next row is row 7, 172.30.23.0. This has a match of /24. This time it takes 3 hops, and we are out port 3. My next hop router is 172.30.21.1. Oh, I will bring back the picture, sorry. So this, you'll notice, I have 2 ways to get to 172.30.23. There's one there, and there's one here, 172.30.23. So that was this remote site, okay? I can go through this router and get there, or I can go through this router and then to this router and then get there. So that's an extra hop. You guys see that? It's 2 hops by this route, 1, 2, 3 hops by that route. Looks good? Keep going. Come on, Dr. Haynes. We already know all this stuff. Row 8. 128.171.0.0. This one has a /16 match on it. We have 3 hops here, and we are out interface 3, 172.30.21.1. Okay. Row 9. Oh, and just to note, 128.171, that's the whole subnet of my ISP. Okay. And I think I get to it by this router. But it's hard to say for me now, because I'm not really sure. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. I'm not really sure where my router got this information. But row 9, we keep going. 128.171, 17.0, another /24. This one is out interface 3, and it has 4 hops. That doesn't seem right. Should be that one. 172.30.22.2. Okay, this is how we get 128.171.17. So it's how I'm going to get to this subnet if I go this direction. So if I go out port 4, I have 1, 2, 3 hops to get to that subnet. 3 hops out 4. Round and round in circles. And then finally row 10, 0.0.0.0. This one is a /0. Metric is 1. Interface is 3. And this is 172.30.21.1. Oh, I did have that right. All right. Sorry, I thought I had my notes messed up. Okay, so here's our whole routing table, and I will be referring back to this.